What's going on YouTube? My name is Mike and I'm the Ground Beef Chief. Today I got for you guys a 9-week update since I've started doing carnivore. And also we're going to do a weigh-in. And also today I just want to get into why I chose carnivore diet over any other diet that I could have chose. I'm going to get into that first and then we'll get the weigh-in done. So there's a few reasons why I chose carnivore over any other diet. The main reason being is, one, I am diabetic. I have severe type 2 diabetes and I have an A1C of a 10.5, or had. I haven't got my blood work done in quite a while, so I don't even know what my A1C is now. I'd imagine that my A1C was even worse than a 10.5 because last time I got my A1C done, it was like maybe a year ago since I've had any blood work done. And there was moments within this past year that my diet was worse than it has ever been, guys. And so my A1C may have been over a 10.5, but I don't know. It may have been less, who knows, but I doubt it. Reason number two, I have two close people to me, very close, that did carnivore diet and found great success and are still benefiting from the carnivore diet to this day in the long run. So the first person is my sister. She's my oldest sister. She had put on a bunch of weight throughout the years, and she had gotten up to about 350 pounds, I think. Not really positive, but anyway, she went on carnivore diet, her and her husband, and they lost tremendous amount of weight, and she's doing really good, and she's, pushing 40 years old, and her and her husband are both doing really good. And what that did inspired me to do some research into the diet before I just jumped into it, because being as big as I am, drastic changes to my diet can be really dangerous, and I didn't want to put myself in any more harm than I already was in. So that sparked my interest, and I started doing a bunch of research on this carnivore diet. And I'd say about 2 years later, I was confident enough that the diet was a smart diet. And the reason for that being is I found YouTube channels like Dr. Ken Berry, Frigno Freedom, Dr. Chaffee, and I just watched hundreds of hours of their content. When I have two doctors telling me, who by the way look very, very healthy and are both middle-aged and older, telling me that carnivore diet's the way to go, they both do the carnivore diet. They're not only advocating for the carnivore diet, but they're also practicing what they preach, and they do it themselves. Two brilliant-minded doctors telling me that that's the way I should probably go, seeming as how I'm type 2 diabetic. I'm severely obese. Every diet I've tried in the past has failed me. That's another reason why I decided to go with carnivore over other diets. More reasons that I chose carnivore even over, like, let's say the keto diet, is I have done keto diet in the past, and while I did lose weight on the keto diet in the past, I was still getting cravings. I like to eat a lot of cabbage and a lot of broccoli when I was on keto. I was eating cabbage, broccoli, spinach, celery, all that stuff. I noticed on keto, if I had the amount of meat that I'm consuming now, I wouldn't lose any weight. I was not losing any weight unless I was eating a very moderate amount of protein, like let's say no more than, 6 to 8 ounces in one meal. And I just wasn't getting full when I was eating keto. I was not really satiated at all. Not to mention, some days the inflammation in my body would be just as bad as it was when I eat crap. So I don't know if that's because there was like hidden ingredients in some of the food I was eating. I wasn't doing the cleanest keto, but I did lose about 100 pounds doing keto in the past, and I just couldn't maintain the diet. I was always hungry. Carnivore so far, 9 weeks in, every time when I eat either once or twice a day. Most days I only eat once, and so normally I have about 2 pounds of chuck roast with 3 to 6 eggs. It depends on how hungry I'm feeling that day, but I held off on making the eggs lately because I was finding myself getting fuller faster off the chuck roast. Some days I might be hungrier than others, I'm not gonna lie, so I'll decide then once the chuck roast is done whether or not I want to make a few eggs. Some days I just eat eggs. I'll wake up, make coffee. Once my coffee's done, once I drink all my coffee, it's about probably noon, 1 o'clock, I'll make 3 or 4 eggs, and that'll hold me over till about 5 o'clock at night when I eat the chuck roast that I cook in the air fryer. And I'll share some pictures up right here of how I have been prepping my chuck roast for this past week. I did a little bit differently this past week. I gotta say that's the way I'm gonna go now on. But so what I did was I started cutting the chuck roast in the center this way, not this way. So in the center this way, split it in half so it's about 3/4 of an inch thick, both pieces, and then I will throw that in the air fryer and cook it just like I would a steak, a regular steak, instead of cutting it up in sections. Doing it this way makes it come out like a ribeye. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but you go into Walmart and you see that chuck pot roast in the white with the white tray. Guys, that thing looks just like a ribeye. I don't know if they're messing up or if they just use premium cuts of meat on every meat that they put. But Walmart does have a good section of meat. I will not knock Walmart at all when it comes to their meat. And I gotta tell you guys, I drove for JBS trucking in the past, and that is the biggest beef packaging company in the United States. Not to mention, they have farms all over the world where they raise cattle. And I gotta say, I picked up from the same spot. I've delivered to Tyson. I've delivered to Walmart's. I've delivered to Iowa Beef Company. I've delivered every place, Save Lots, everywhere when I worked for JBS. You name it, I've delivered there. Costco, Sam's Club, all of it, guys. And all the meat comes from the same place, from the same farms. Walmart, however, has some premium cuts of meat, and I gotta say their chuck roast even beats out my local butcher. So this week I went back to Walmart to get my meat, and I'm not the type of person that likes big corporations. However, I'm gonna get the best value for my dollar because I'm living on a budget right now. So, all right, so I got a little bit off track there, and I apologize. So another reason why I chose Carnivore is my close friend Frank had come to me, and because he knows in the past I lost weight and I know how to lose weight, and he goes, if you were trying to lose the most amount of weight as fast as possible, what diet would you do? I didn't even hesitate. I said Carnivore. I said no sooner than I have the money to start this diet, because at the time I was unemployed and didn't have any income and I was relying on my grandma to eat. I said no sooner than I have the money for this diet, this is what I'm going to do. And he was really skeptical, just like I was at first when my brother-in-law and my sister told me about this diet. And I just sent him links to Dr. Ken Berry, to Ferrigno Freedom, to Dr. Chaffee. And I said, dude, watch this video, and this video. I took my favorite videos from each of their YouTube channels. He watched it and he messaged me about 3 or 4 hours later, and he said, those videos convinced me. And he goes, and you did all your research and you're telling me that this diet won't harm me, I'm going to do it. Guys, 3 months later, he was down almost 100 pounds, and he was about 400 pounds, and now he's 280 pounds. It's been a year later. He kind of veered away from carnivore after 3 months because he wanted to add a few carbs. So he went keto, dirty keto, I guess you can call it what he's eating. It is dirty keto. Anyways, he's started working out, and it just motivated him to work out and stuff, and he's looking really good nowadays. 280 pounds, he's about 6'4", so he's solid, and so good job, Frank. You may watch this video in the future. So that's the reasons why I chose this diet. Now, in the past, I had tried to do low-calorie, low-fat diets and failed within only a couple days because I was hungry all the time. I was never satiated. Eating chicken and rice is no bueno when you're type 2 diabetic. And not to mention the insulin spike that you get when you eat rice. Although you can still lose weight even being diabetic, the insulin spike you get eating rice will make you extremely hungry. It's like eating Chinese food. You're hungry an hour later. Well, I would eat the chicken and rice. I'd be hungry in 15 minutes again, from being stuffed to hungry in 15 minutes. So those didn't work for me. And I acknowledge that I have an eating disorder. I don't know where it came from. You know, I had a little bit of childhood trauma like most people out there, and I don't know if it came from that. Growing up, I was the only big one. I was obese from a young age since I can remember. Probably started before kindergarten, and I've been obese ever since, guys. So I finally just now took control of my life, and I'm doing this once and for all. I'm 33 years old. If I don't change now, there's a good possibility that I might not even make it to 40. I started this channel at 650 plus pounds, and I'm about to show you guys where I'm at now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the weigh-in, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys. Guys, I can't believe I lost 10 pounds this week. I mean, I mean, I can't believe it, I guess. I thought I was going to plateau for sure. And I thought this was going to be the week where I really plateaued because that's just in the past. I've always plateaued around this time, around 2 months. And to my surprise, 10 more pounds down this week. So what I'm doing is clearly working for me. I plan on eating the same way throughout the entirety of the diet unless I got a big raise working for my stepbrother and can afford more than just the chuck roast to eat. And the only other thing I would choose other than this chuck roast would be ribeye. But sometimes ribeye that I get isn't even as good as this chuck roast. So, you know, but I'm really happy that I lost 10 pounds this week, guys, especially after that hiccup I had at Christmas where I ate all that cheese and pepperoni and didn't lose a pound. I lost 2 pounds during the holidays. So this definitely made up for it, and I'm really happy about that. But I feel good, guys. My dog's doing good. I'm still feeding him ground chicken burgers or turkey burgers with pumpkin to help things move along. He's doing really good. His arthritis seems to not be bothering him as much. I think he's a little bit later, too. I'm still walking him 5-6 times a day, and I don't plan on changing that either. So that's my 9 week for you guys. So thanks for tuning in this week. All of you that keep coming back to my channel and commenting in the comments. I notice you, and you guys are really helping me stay motivated. Doing this YouTube channel has helped me stay motivated throughout this diet as well. And things are looking up from here, guys. So I will talk to you guys again next Monday, and thanks for watching.